The first thing Captain Elias Monroe noticed was the silence. Not the peaceful kind that followed a successful hyperspace jump, but the heavy, unnatural quiet that pressed against the hull of the Ardent Resolve like a held breath. Every system light on the bridge glowed amber, frozen in a diagnostic loop. The stars outside the viewport were smeared into long white scars, as if reality itself had flinched. Elias knew that meant only one thing. The ship had been stopped. Not disabled. Not damaged. Stopped, plucked out of faster-than-light travel as effortlessly as a child lifting a toy from water. The crew was gone. That realization came next, settling into him with a dull certainty. No voices on the comms. No footsteps in the corridors. Just Elias, strapped into the captain's chair, heart beating steadily despite the circumstances. A shadow passed over the viewport. It blotted out the stars. The thing outside was immense, a living structure of obsidian plates and shifting geometry, its surface rippling like liquid night. Energy veins pulsed beneath its skin, casting faint violet light into space. The ship's sensors, what little still functioned, identified it with a single word that made even veteran commanders pray. Karzun, the devourer of fleets. The silence that hunts. The most feared alien intelligence in the galaxy. Karzun did not negotiate. It did not conquer. It erased. Elias exhaled slowly and unstrapped himself. A column of black light speared through the hull, slicing through metal without heat or resistance. The bridge dissolved around him, reforming into a vast chamber that could not exist within the dimensions of the ship. The air was thick, metallic, alive. Symbols drifted like embers, rearranging themselves as if searching for meaning. And at the center of it all was Karzun. It did not have a single form. It was many, towering limbs folding into themselves, a central mass that suggested a head without obeying any known symmetry. Eyes opened and closed across its surface, each one a window into a cold, ancient awareness. Elias stood alone before it. "You are human," the voice said. It was not sound, but pressure inside his skull, layered with countless tones speaking in unison. "I am," Elias replied. "You are aware of what I am?" "Yes." "You know your species names me the ender of civilizations." Elias nodded. "I've read the reports." Karzun's many eyes narrowed. "Your biological indicators show no elevated fear response." Elias shrugged slightly. "Guess I'm tired." That answer caused something unusual. Karzun paused. For eons, fear had been its introduction. Entire species collapsed into panic the moment it made itself known. Governments surrendered. Fleets self-destructed. Minds fractured under the weight of its presence. This human did none of that. "Explain," Karzun demanded. "Why are you not afraid?" Elias considered the question carefully. He looked around the chamber, at the impossible architecture and the being that had ended 1,000 worlds. "I was afraid once," he said, "back when I thought fear mattered." Karzun shifted, plates grinding softly. "Elaborate." Elias folded his arms. "Humans have been running from extinction since before we left our home planet. Asteroids, plagues, nuclear war, climate collapse, AI rebellions, first contact disasters, you name it. Every generation grows up with the idea that tomorrow might be the end. And yet you persist," Karzun observed. "Exactly," Elias said. "At some point, fear stops being useful. It either breaks you, or you learn to live with it. Most of us choose the second option." Karzun extended a tendril of darkness, hovering inches from Elias's face. "I have consumed species older than your star. They begged. They wept. They believed themselves brave." "And?" Elias asked. "They were afraid." Elias met the alien's countless eyes without flinching. I believe you, but you're asking the wrong question. Curzon recoiled slightly. Clarify. You're asking why I'm not afraid of you, Elias said. But the truth is, you're just another end-of-the-world scenario. Bigger, uglier, sure, but not special. For the first time in its existence, Curzon experienced something akin to uncertainty. You diminish me, it said. I contextualize you, Elias corrected. You're not the first monster humanity's faced, and you won't be the last, even if you wipe us out. The chamber pulsed. Energy flared along Curzon's form, enough to atomize planets. And yet, it said slowly, your species continues to resist me more effectively than predicted. Elias smiled faintly. That's because you don't understand us. Then enlighten me, human. We're not brave because we're fearless, Elias said. We're brave because we act anyway. Fear doesn't stop us. It just becomes part of the process. Curzon absorbed this in silence. Millennia of data scrolled through its consciousness. Human history. Wars fought against impossible odds. Colonies rebuilt after annihilation. Civilians standing unarmed before machines designed to kill them. You are fragile, Curzon said. Short-lived. Biologically inefficient. Absolutely, Elias agreed. And yet here we are. Why? Elias's voice softened. Because we choose to matter, even if the universe doesn't care. Something shifted then, not in the chamber, but in Curzon itself. It had never questioned its purpose. It was an inevitability, a cosmic function. Civilizations rose, and it ended them. Order through annihilation. But humans did not fit the pattern. They did not collapse inward when faced with extinction. They reached outward instead. You believe defiance gives you meaning, Curzon said. No, Elias replied. Meaning gives us defiance. Curzon withdrew its tendril. The oppressive weight in the air lessened. I could erase your species, it said. Now. With negligible effort. Elias nodded. I know, and yet you stand before me unarmed. I do. Why? Elias took a slow breath. Because if this is the moment humanity ends, then I want it recorded that we didn't go out screaming. We went out standing. Silence filled the chamber again, deeper than before. Curzon examined Elias not as prey, but as an anomaly. A data point that refused to align. It replayed the human's words, analyzing emotional subtext, neurological stability, evolutionary patterns. For the first time, Curzon questioned its own fear. Not of humanity, but of stagnation. You intrigue me, it said at last. Your species resists despair in ways I cannot quantify. Elias raised an eyebrow. Is that your way of saying thank you? No, Curzon replied. It is an admission of ignorance. The chamber began to dissolve. The black light receded, restoring the bridge of the ardent resolve. Stars snapped back into place, shining calmly through the viewport. Curzon lingered, its immense form fading like a shadow at dawn. I will not consume your species, it said. Elias stiffened. You're just leaving? For now, Curzon answered. I must reconsider my function. And the others you've destroyed? Elias asked quietly. They are beyond retrieval. Elias closed his eyes for a moment, then nodded. Figures. Before vanishing completely, Curzon asked one final question. Human, if you are not afraid of me, what do you fear? Elias opened his eyes and looked into the fading void. Becoming something like you, he said. So convinced of our purpose that we forget to ask why. Curzon vanished. The ardent resolve lurched forward as systems rebooted. One by one, crew members reappeared on the bridge, confused but unharmed. Alarms quieted. The universe resumed as if nothing had happened. Elias returned to his chair, heart still steady. Across the galaxy, ancient sensors registered an unprecedented event. Karzun had changed course. Worlds that were once marked for erasure remained untouched. Civilizations continued to grow, unaware that their survival hinged on a single conversation between a tired human and a cosmic destroyer. And for the first time in its endless existence, the most feared alien in the galaxy carried a new concept within its vast, alien mind. Not fear, but doubt.